up, Suns fans? Suns take the heartbreaking loss to the Golden State Warriors. Final score, Golden State Warriors 109, Phoenix Suns 105. I don't know how long I can keep doing this, man. There's really nothing you can do other than just laugh. Because what we're all witnessing was the stupidity that this Suns team can sometimes be. Honestly, there was a lot of problems. I don't know what to really attribute it to, whether it's just like we're missing important pieces, which it can because we are missing Devin Booker, who's still out with injury. We're missing Grayson Allen, who's our sixth man. It could be other issues as just to like general team chemistry. That could be a part of the issue. Definitely just communicating more out there on the courts, and just the Suns, the way they've built. I've talked a lot about that in the last couple of episodes. It just gives away to not playing that much great defense, and also could be attributed to why this team gets injured so much, that we're just simply not built for this. And also, I would just kind of wrap all those mistakes that I just mentioned as in just to being dumb tonight. Okay? First example that I want to bring up about the Suns being dumb. We haven't had the best luck with our challenges. I believe Vogel was pretty good with his challenges last season, but this year there's a lot more questionable ones. And I'm just curious what's happening there. It's the quality of the challenges have definitely worsened. And it shows it as an example tonight that the Suns, they used their challenge in the first quarter. And usually you use your challenges if in case of like a bad turnover that ruins momentum, or, you know, it's the start of the game. No one's in foul trouble. And yes, KD did get a block on a Warriors player and he sent it out of bounds and they ruled it Warriors ball, still their possession, which is fine. It's still early in the game, whatever. But for some reason, I say Boldenhoser, Mike, and his crew that he has, because it's not just Mike here. All right, he has a whole bench surrounding him. He literally turns around and looks at his bench, who like looks at their iPad to see if they want to actually challenge it. Right? So Mike and his bench, they somehow approve that, and it was such a dumb decision to do that. To use it at like such an inconsequential time. Like it really didn't hurt in the bigger picture here. And that ended up with it being unsuccessful, and the Suns later lost their challenge for the rest of the game, which it would have been way better if we saved it for that fourth quarter, but we'll get to that point in just a second. The Suns actually came out pretty hot tonight, very unexpected. A lot of the Suns fans and myself were pretty frustrated with Beal and his showing last night. Bradley Beal, who scored 11 points, then made a really nice response that I loved. He ended up playing 40 minutes here and he scored 28 points. I really love that. I love he came out more aggressive and he was firing from that first quarter. That first half, mostly. He was on a heater and we kept giving him the ball. And, you know, this team has a lot of problems, which hopefully we need to iron out once Book comes back. But I'd really love to see them try Bradley Beal coming off the bench. It's a hot topic, but like when you have examples of games like this, where in the second quarter, Bradley Beal led like a most bench efforts and he was succeeding at it and he just works. I really think it just works for both sides. Bradley Beal, who we know isn't exactly immune to injuries, I feel like would better him, give him, well, I don't know about less minutes, but you know, basically if you're in the starting lineup, you're facing the toughest and best of the other team first. So I think it would just overwhelm work in orchestrating this team much better because KD and Book could rule the starting periods, and then once we switch to the bench, Bradley Beal could keep it going. So there's no low periods on this team during the course of the game. So that's besides the points. That's all hypothetical on where I think this team could improve. But as of right now, Bradley Beal, very nice effort. It's a shame he couldn't keep that up for rest of the game. We will get to that point much later on. KD once again came out being his normal self. He's freaking KD. He scored 35 points yesterday and he came out with 31 today and an incredible 4 blocks. He was a menace out there just defensively, and I mean, it's KD. What else do I have to say about KD? He was just KD, although he had 8 turnovers. Here we go again with the stupidness of this team. You're stupid. I'm calling this team stupid right now because they're all stupid. Stop being so stupid, okay? A lot of those turnovers that KD had, of his 8, most of those were just dumb passes where the Warriors had surrounded him, were going to double team, and then KD made the lazy pass to the other guys, and it gave enough time for the Warriors to pick it off. It's those kind of dumb plays, and it's really those plays that kept the Warriors around in the end of the game. But we're still first half, so let's keep it positive here before I absolutely lose it talking about that second half. So that was both of our stars for tonight. 31 from KD, 28 from Bradley Beal. So they both combined for around, 59? Nice response after Dallas. So, but I guess since we're talking more about our starting lineup, Tyus Jones is pretty forgettable this game. Not really a huge impact. He had 6 assists, 5 rebounds. I didn't know that, but he only put up 8 points. Just another rough night for Tyus. And speaking about our starting lineup, Yusuf Nurkic, who I did mention from last night's fight, he did end up getting a suspension, and that will be lasting 3 games. So the next time we shall see our Bosnian friend is our upcoming game against Charlotte. So Mason Plumlee in the moments has got the start for Yusuf Nurkic, and I believe it's somewhere recorded at the start of the season. I called this center rotation great. Also, Mason and Yusuf. Yeah, I'm really eating those words now. Mason Plumlee, he could not stop Kuminga, especially during the later parts of this game. This center rotation gives me headaches, man. 2 points, he had 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 turnovers. Whatever. Tyus and Mason just had forgettable nights tonight. But there was a limelight. There was a star, I would say, about this game. And I'm not referring to your KD or your Bradley Beal. There was simply a game changer that we've had for this game. And they have been a rising star on this team. And that is the man, the myth, the legend, Josh Okogie. The Dallas game apparently left such a bad taste in my mouth, and I was so focused on the Yusuf Nurkic fight that I forgot to mention Joshua Okogie, right? Josh Okogie has been simply on a tear. I'm going to enjoy this because he's the one bright light that we've had on this team. And what the Suns have been lately, they've just been slow getting into their offense. They've been slow on their defense, and they've just been showing a lack of energy and just overall attention to hustle and fight for plays. But all of those words that you can use to diss the Suns perfectly describe Josh Okogie, the way he has been playing these last 2 games. And absolutely, I love him for that. He has 11 points tonight, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and he had 2 turnovers and 2 fouls. But we ignored those because he was quite simply tonight's game changer. The way he came in that second quarter really changed the whole game. The Suns were looking slow. They did come out offensively supercharged, but that quickly died out in the first quarter as the Warriors did walk out that first quarter with a 7-point lead. So the Suns just needed to turn things around, and Josh Okogie was definitely that tonight. Him and Ryan Dunn, I mean, really, Ryan Dunn and Josh Okogie were the Shaq and Kobe of this game, you know? They were both amazing. They really are the same player at the end of the day. They both show high levels of hustle and fight and energy. They both play tremendous defense. I see a lot of people that would like Josh Okogie to start once again for the Suns, and I get that. I could see the argument there for it, but I'd rather just have Dunn, mostly because of the height. Ryan Dunn is lengthier than Josh Okogie, so I purely like him for that. But Josh Okogie is the one that hustles more. He just shows defense, and he showed it tonight. You might not see it on this stat sheet that I'm looking here, but let me tell you, he was a menace out there, and I love him every bit for it. But Ryan Dunn, Josh Okogie, both game changers. I didn't talk about Ryan Dunn, so let me talk about Ryan Dunn real quick. He had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks. Love it. So I'm so glad for these two that we just have 2 hustle guys. They're really a light in this darkness that the Suns are going through. which is really just all our Suns fans need. Oso should also not go unmentioned. He only put up 2 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 assist. I mean, he kind of got looked over in the last half of this game, but also played a part with Ryan Dunn and Josh Kogi showing that same energy. Very much needed. So yeah, it still definitely needs a little bit of work. I know that when we drafted Oso, he was like hyped up for his basketball prowess, like his basketball mind, his complex understanding of the game. But like it just looks like he needs more experience out there. He's still far away from being a serviceable bench player. But I mean, he's got the hustle and he's got the energy. So I mean, his heart's in the right place, you know? So it'll be interesting to see if he could develop on that more. And then really no one else. I just talked about the whole lineup. Usually I don't talk about every player on the lineup, but I mean that was the lineup. We really stuck to a tight rotation here, a 9-man rotation here for the night. But that was all in vain as again, this team's really dumb. And going into that third quarter, it was just really murky. I really think that communication was a problem tonight because they really consistently just couldn't execute on plays properly. That third quarter was such a mess from both sides. It's quite funny, really, that the Warriors are basically like our mirrors, as they're also a high 3-point shooting team. They could barely play defense and they're really short. So I think it's really funny that us Suns fans and Warrior fans could probably share the same issues that we're having. But that third quarter, let's not talk about it. Which leads me to the fourth quarter. I don't want to talk about the fourth quarter. So I took a number using ESPN's websites of like game tracking type of things that I didn't really quite notice at first. So with 6 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock. So they scored their 100th point during that time. All right. The next score came at 2 minutes and 15. And that's when they scored their 101 point. That is 4 minutes without a bucket. That is quite terrible. What has to go wrong? You know, I can't believe it. You know, the Suns were playing such a good game. The stars were being stars. The bench was being the bench. And yet we let this game just slip up because of stupid mistakes. The Warriors, they could play great defense, but they're not like clamping us or anything. We still dominated them at a lot of moments during this game. And it was just frustrating, frankly, to see the Suns just slow down, screech to a halt, and not score for 4 minutes straight. That's ridiculous. I don't know what they were doing out there. That eventually ended in the mishandling of this game. Like, quite literally, this is a choke in every word of it. As, you know, KD just started to become careless with the ball. A lot of turnovers happened in this fourth quarter. Of course it would, because where else would it happen? The Suns collapsed in that fourth quarter. Final score for that fourth quarter is Golden State 27, outscoring the Suns 18. What even? This team, man. I can't keep doing this, dude. That's really all to say about this. They just mishandled that fourth. Please don't do that again, Suns. They're just being so stupid and careless. And now we have to walk away with a loss. Listen, the Suns are problematic right now. They have a lot of problems. But, like, the Suns could have saved it. As much as I complain about them right now, the fact that they just had, like, they were so careless and stupid with the ball, I could have just glanced over it, made it a little footnote in my notes here, because the Suns would have walked away with a win here, and it would have made it irrelevant at the end of the day. But we still lost, and now we have to face these stupid problems all over again. I'm done with this. Let's just close this thing out. All right, so Suns lose. We now fall below the 500 mark. Warriors and Suns were both knotted up at 15 and 15 on the season. So not only was this division matchup, but also basically a battle for who would be in the elimination category. And Suns lost. So now we are 15 and 16 on the season. We continue our downward spiral. And it's not getting easier, dude. The next couple of games the Suns have we have Memphis on New Year's. I'm already dreading that one, dude. I'm pretty hopeless about these next couple of 3 games because it's Memphis, Indiana, and Philly, who I believe has their big 3. I mean, they don't even need their big 3. They just need Embiid and we're screwed. So that's basically it for tonight. That's all I have for you. Enjoy the holidays. Have a happy new year. Enjoy the break. The Suns will be going on a 2-day break before we return on Memphis. Hopefully Booker's back by then. So hopefully, and we can start the new year off right. So Suns are now on a 2-game losing streak. Let's not have the Suns ruin your day. As always, as it's become quite prevalent, I've been urging fans to not have the Suns ruin your day. It's just some basketball, whether that's cope or not, I don't know. All right? It helps me sleep better at night, I guess. So yeah, we'll be seeing you here New Year's Day. Have a good night.